Now that 2023 is coming to an end, it's time to take a look back at the year in running. And these are my top 5 carbon-plated race day shoes of 2023. Yo, what's going on? My name is Kofuzi. I'm a non-elite runner who reviews shoes here on YouTube. And today I want to go over my top 5 carbon-plated racers of 2023. But before I do want to go over some disclosures. 4 out of 5 of these shoes were sent to me by their manufacturers for the purpose of review, so I did not have to pay for them. I did pay for one of these 5, but regardless of how a shoe gets to me, no one's paying me to make this video or to have their shoe included on this list, and no one's gonna get a chance to preview this list before my video goes up on YouTube. So with that disclosure out of the way, let's talk about the top 5 carbon-plated racers of 2023, and let's start with number 5. Taking that spot is Salomon. This year they brought the S Lab Phantasm 2. Very different from last year's version because this year they're bringing Pebax. It's a tall stack height shoe as well with 37 millimeters of stack height in the heel and a 9 millimeter drop and a plate. I really enjoyed this shoe. It has a retro look to it in a lot of ways and a retro feel. This one has a little bit of nostalgia working in its favor, but it seems to also be a little bit updated, a little bit more responsive, a little bit firmer than some of the shoes that it kind of reminds me of, but overall an excellent racer. Moving into the number 4 spot for this year is from Adidas, and that's gonna be the Takumi Sen 9. I absolutely love this shoe, and overall, it's probably one of my favorite shoes to run in, one of my favorite series to run in, but it takes the number 4 spot because it's not really a marathon racing shoe, and I'm a road marathon racing guy. Instead, this is designed for 5K, 10K racing, and kind of the specs and the setup of the shoe reflect that. It's got Lightstrike Pro, but only 33 millimeters of it in the heel with a 6 millimeter drop, and it does have energy rods that you could see here on the bottom, but they are not carbon, they are reinforced with glass fiber. But nevertheless, what we have is an extremely lightweight, extremely agile, and extremely fun shoe to be able to run fast 5Ks and 10Ks in, and I also love it for my marathon workouts, those mile repeats at threshold pace. The shoe is just about perfect. Now, moving into the number 3 spot is another new brand that I haven't put on the top 5 carbon-plated racers list before, and that's gonna be Mizuno, coming in with the Wave Rebellion Pro. This is an unusual looking shoe and a bold design. It technically falls within world athletic specs with 39 millimeters of stack height at the heel and just a 4 millimeter drop, which is something that I do like to see in shoes designed for marathon effort workouts or marathon effort racing. The upper fits really well, and despite the weird looks of the shoe, it's a really fun shoe to be able to run in. Now, next, let's move to the number 2 spot this year, and this one might be a little controversial for some of you guys, but I'm gonna put the Adidas Adios Pro Evo 1 at the number 2 spot, even though it is one of the most rare racing shoes that you can find and also one of the most expensive. Coming in at $500, this ultra lightweight shoe that only weighs 134 grams or 4.7 ounces in my US men's size 9. Uses a special kind of Lightstrike Pro, a non-compression molded version, which ultimately just means that it's extra spongy, extra exciting, but that's also what makes it extra expensive because you basically have to hand carve it out of a block of Lightstrike Pro. But it also has the limitation of a shorter lifespan. I'm gonna be using this to race the Houston Half Marathon coming up in just a few weeks. It's a super exciting shoe that for me as a non-elite, I'm not sure that I can race the full marathon distance in it. So that's why it takes the number 2 spot, but it is a really exciting shoe to run in nonetheless, even for someone at my level. And I'm very excited for what the shoe means in the future of marathon racing. Now let's move up to the number 1 spot, and taking that crown this year for me is going to be the Saucony Endorphin Elite. This shoe came out early this year, and so a lot of people might have kind of already forgotten about it, but it did come out in 2023, and I've been loving it from the first moment that I put it on. Saucony developed a new foam for this shoe, Power Run HG, and it's a supercritical Peba foam combined with a forked plate. It literally looks like a fork made out of carbon fiber. Put it all together and you have an experience that I've been really enjoying. It's got a nice wide landing pad up in the forefoot that provides plenty of cushion, but also plenty of area to spring back as you're getting into that next stride. The upper is extremely breathable and lightweight, and overall it's just a really fun package for running marathon miles. And despite how big it looks, the shoe comes in at a very lightweight 7.2 ounces or 204 grams. The shoe seems to do the two things that are difficult to do at the same time: maximize the amount of foam you can cram into a shoe, but also keep it lightweight. The combination that they've struck here is wonderful for running those marathon miles, and that's why it's my #1 carbon plated racer of the year. So those are my top 5 carbon plated racers for 2023. Let me know in the comments which ones you raced in, or if there's one favorite racer that you've been running in that I missed, let me know down there as well. Or better yet, tell me all about it in the chat at the Kofuzi Run Club that I do Monday through Friday over on the Kofuzi Run Club channel. I'd love to hear from you over there. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. Stay tuned for more top 5 videos as we close out 2023, and I will see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?